न्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to Shastra Pramana course. Today is the 7th session. Before beginning, I would like to apologize to all the participants for, uh, first of all, stretching the class way beyond the scheduled time, and also especially covering a new topic after uh, class hours. Because of my ignorance, I did not notice that some of you or many of you had indicated that you didn't want the class, you didn't want me to continue. I didn't notice that, and that's my fault. I'm very sorry about that. So, side, all I can do to make up, I won't be able to make up for the loss, but I'll make a feeble attempt to make up for it by repeating whatever I have covered after class. And the others who have attended it yesterday, please don't mind the repetition, especially the Anumana Pramana. So, what we were discussing yesterday after class was the relationship between Anumana Pramana and non defective Shabda. So, we will go directly into topic today without spending much time. So, today is 7th session. Okay. What? One second. I want to be able to see the chat messages while I'm writing on the whiteboard. Help me. Huh? Yeah, share the screen. Yes. And I want to see the chat messages. Acha. Okay. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So what we are doing today is the relationship between why this is not writing. It's not writing.
Please connect the wire with the laptop.
It's connected, Prabhuji.
A slate is connected
Yes.
and you are writing with the
And from the front only, not
nib
ulta.
only, na?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Still it's not doing.
I think you just open it and once again connect.
अच्छा.
Connect to proper USB, yeah? USB
Yeah.
port. How it will work, you see. And also slate is connected this side.
Yeah.
Wire also is connected that laptop side. Both. No, na?
It's connected, Prabhuji. It's not writing.
And
कहीं और कनेक्ट करो इस साइड कर. Try on the other side. उधर से जाओ.
and
Hmm.
other than Zoom also it is working outside Zoom. Stop the screen sharing and see there.
Ah, okay. Okay.
You can see now. On your one note you try now.
Try one note.
Try that's one note only, na? Whatever you open.
Yes, Prabhuji.
See it's
Yeah,
working
now
now.
it's working. Yeah, when I share, it's not working. I mean, I don't know why. Now it's working.
Okay, now you share it.
Ah. Yeah, so it will work now. The thing is, when I'm not able to see the chat messages when I'm writing now. That's the problem.
Now you write it.
Yeah, it's writing, but I'm not able to. Okay, you're saying turn on. It's writing. It's writing.
Yeah, yeah. Go on.
Okay.
What message you want to see?
Just so that I don't miss what the devotees are saying and I end up offending them.
Okay. This
चलो
much
ठीक है
will be
कोई बात.
possible in Zoom, so you have to check in the meantime if you have some time. Okay.
Okay, I'll try. Let's start without wasting time. Okay. Relationship between non-defective shabda and Anumana Praman. I had covered this yesterday. I'm doing it again. So first we said that Anumana Pramana is not stable in giving Yathartha Jnanam. It's also called Vyabhichari. That means it's not stable. There is Vyabhicharata. So what is the example for that we saw? Devadatta came to a hill and there he saw there is smoke coming out of the hill on top of the hill. And applying his Vyapti Jnanam, he came, he got the applying his Vyapti. What is Vyapti? Wherever there is smoke, there is fire. By applying this, he got knowledge. What is the knowledge he got? The Anumiti Jnanam he got is there is fire on this hill. Yes? He got this knowledge. By seeing smoke, he applied the Vyapti Jnanam. Wherever there is fire, wherever there is smoke, there is fire. And now he got knowledge that there is fire on this hill. But there is a problem. What are we? What is this example for? To show that Anumana Pramanam is not giving you Yathartha Jnanam all the time. Anumana Pramanam is not stable in Yathartha Jnanam. That means the knowledge that he got here, that there is fire on this hill, is not Yathartha Jnanam. Why? Because just before Devadatta came, it had rained. There was a rain shower, and by that rain, the fire was put out. Smoke is still there, the fire is put out. And Devadatta, looking at the smoke, got knowledge that there is fire, when in reality there is no fire. That means Devadatta got Ayathartha Jnanam here. His produced, Anumana Pramana produced Ayathartha Jnanam. This is the example to show that Anumana Pramana produced Ayathartha Jnanam. Now, there is another example in this connection. To go down. There's one more example that actually on the hill there is fog. Okay, it's fog. And Devadatta, seeing the fog, thought it was smoke. Right? He thought it was smoke. He took it to be smoke. And then he applied his Vyapti and he got knowledge. What knowledge did he get? By applying Vyapti, he got knowledge that there is fire. There is fire on this hill. But what is the fact? This is just fog. It's not smoke. Fog is not coming from fire. So there is no fire on this hill. Still, by Anumana Pramanam, Devadatta got knowledge that there is fire on this hill. Once again, his Anumana Pramanam gave Ayathartha Jnanam. So these two are examples to show that Anumana Pramanam is not stable in giving Yathartha Jnanam all the time. It gives Ayathartha Jnanam also. Okay, that is first example. What was the second point that we discussed in the relationship between non-defective Shabda and other two Pramanas? So in this case, Anuman Pramana. The second point is non-defective Shabda is not like Anuman Pramana. Non-defective Shabda is stable. It is stable in giving Yathartha Jnanam. That means it will always give Yathartha Jnanam. Example, what do you mean by Shabda? Shabda Praman means a statement. So non-defective Shabda means it is a statement which is free from the four defects. What is that statement? Surya Kanta Mani. Surya Kanta is the name. Mani means jewel. Surya Kanta Mani produces fire when touched by the sun's rays. Okay? Surya Kanta Mani produces fire when touched by the sun's rays. This is the statement, non-defective Shabda Praman. This is non-defective Shabda statement. What type of knowledge does this statement produce? It produces Yathartha Jnanam. What is Yathartha Jnanam here? That this mani called Surya Kanta, whenever it is touched by sun's rays, it will produce fire. So, anytime, under any circumstances, under any circumstances means, of course, the conditions apply for the person who's hearing. His hearing faculties have to work properly. He has to know the meanings of the words and he should know how to arrange the words. That is understood. Then, for any person, when he hears this statement, he will get the same knowledge all the time that Surya Kantamani produces fire when it is touched by sun's rays. This shows that non-defective Shabda Praman always gives Yathartha Jnanam. It is stable in giving Yathartha Jnanam. Then what is the next point that we discussed? That non-defective Shabda is the king and Anuman Praman is the servant. Under this, we have to see 6 points. First one is Anumana Praman is dependent. It is dependent on non-defective Shabda Uh, it is dependent on non-defective shabda to give yathartha jnanam, right? Anuman pramana depends on non-defective shabda to give yathartha jnanam. Example. So yesterday, a few devotees have actually explained nicely here. There's two hills. This is hill 1. This is hill 2. What are we trying to prove by this example? Anumana pramana is dependent on non-defective shabda. Remember that. This is Devadatta. Devadatta is, and this is winter time, winter. He's feeling cold and he wants heat. So he's seeing on hill 1, there is smoke coming out of hill 1, and also there is smoke coming out of hill 2. Okay. So Devadatta saw the smoke and he applied his Vyapti Jnanam. Yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahini. Wherever there is smoke, there is fire. So I see smoke here means there is fire on hill 1. By applying Vyapti Jnanam, he got Anumiti Jnanam that there is fire on hill 1. So because he is feeling cold, he wants fire, he starts walking towards hill 1. So that he'll go there and he'll get some warmth. Meanwhile, as he starts walking, he sees some travelers coming his way. Okay? And the travelers, they ask Devadatta, hey Devadatta, where are you going? Oh, it's cold. I'm going to hill 1 because there is fire there. I'm going to warm myself. The traveler said, it just rained there. We are coming from that hill. It just rained and the fire is put out. Of course, there is smoke still, but fire is put out. There's no use going to hill 1. You won't get any fire there. So, the statement of these travelers, is non-defective shabda. So, what happened here? First of all, Devadatta's Anumana Pramanam gave him what knowledge? There is fire on hill 1. But was that right? No, because actually in reality there was no fire. He didn't know that it had rained. So that means his Anumana Pramanam produced Ayathartha Jnanam. Yes, his Anumana Pramanam produced Ayathartha Jnanam here. He got knowledge by Anumana Pramanam that there is fire, when in reality there was no fire. So his Anumana Pramanam gave him Ayathartha Jnanam. You remember what is Yathartha, Ayathartha, right? Yathartha means to get knowledge of something for what it actually is. Ayathartha means to see something which is not there, right? So here he is seeing that there is fire when in reality there is no fire. So he got Ayathartha Jnanam by his Anuman Pramanam. Then the non-defective Shabda, these travelers, their words, right? The non-defective Shabda said mm, that uh, that it rained there, right? Non-defective Shabda said that it rained on hill 1. That means fire is put out, right? Rained on hill 1 means no fire. So because of non-defective Shabda, now once again what type of Anumiti Jnanam he's getting? Oh, there is no fire. So he's seeing smoke, still he understands that there is no fire on hill 1. How he got this knowledge? By the statement of non-defective Shabda. That means first Anumana Pramanam gave him Ayathartha Jnanam. That Ayathartha Jnanam was corrected by non-defective Shabda. Anumana Pramanam gave him Ayathartha Jnanam. That Ayathartha Jnanam was corrected by non-defective Shabda. What is non-defective Shabda here? The statement of the travelers that said that it rained. Then, then, so here what did Anuman Pramanam do? It gave him Ayathartha Jnanam. So Devadatta thought, oh, it rained on hill 1. It must have rained on hill 2 also. Normally that's what we think, right? Nearby. But it's not always necessary. It's not always necessary that, if it rained here, it should be raining in some other place of the same village. It's not necessary. Anyway, so he assumed that it must have rained on hill 2 also. So there will be no fire on hill 2. So there's no point in going there. Let me go back home. He started walking back. Now the traveler said once again, "Hey Devadatta, uh, why you're going back? On hill 2 it did not rain. It didn't rain on hill 2. It only rained on hill 1." So then, so first what happened on hill 2? Anumana Pramanam. What is the knowledge that Devadatta got by his Anumana Pramanam? That there is no fire. There is no fire on hill 2. That means his Anumana Pramanam failed to give Yathartha Jnanam. Right? What happened? Anumana Pramanam failed to give Yathartha Jnanam. It didn't produce knowledge. His Anumana Pramanam did not produce knowledge that there is fire. It failed. Then the non-defective Shabda said that it didn't rain on hill 2. It didn't rain. It didn't rain on hill 2. Now, now Anuman Pramanam is working because, it didn't rain, then now Vyapti will work. I see smoke, yatra yatra dhumaha tatra tatra vahini. Because there is smoke, there is fire. Now he got knowledge. There is fire on hill 2. Yes, he got knowledge. There is fire on hill 2. So what are we proving in this example? That Anumana Pramana is dependent on non-defective Shabda Pramana to give Yathartha Jnanam. How are we proving it? First, in hill 1's case, Anumana Pramana gave false, right, Ayathartha Jnanam, that there is fire. But by hearing non-defective Shabda from the travelers that it rained on hill 1, that means there is no fire. By hearing the non-defective Shabda, now he gets knowledge that there is no fire on hill 1. There is no fire on hill 1. That means Anumana Pramana originally did not give Yathartha Jnanam, but by hearing from non-defective Shabda, now it got Yathartha Jnanam that there is no fire on hill 1. And another case is in on hill 2, at first his Anumana Pramanam did not produce any knowledge. What is knowledge there? That there will be, if there is smoke, by Vyapti Jnanam he will understand if there is smoke there should be fire. But he didn't get that knowledge by Anuman Pramanam. He thought there is no fire there. Once again, when he heard from non-defective Shabda that it did not rain on hill 2, now his Vyapti worked, right? He applied his Vyapti. Now he got Anumiti Jnanam that, there is fire on hill 2. So originally, in hill 2 case, originally his Anumana Pramanam did not produce any knowledge. But after hearing from non-defective Shabda, he got Yathartha Jnanam. So in these two cases, what do we see? That Anumana Pramanam is dependent on non-defective Shabda to produce Yathartha Jnanam. Is that clear? Does anyone have any questions or doubts on this section, this example? Sham Priya Mataji. Unmute Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Pranam Mataji.
Pranam.
Mataji, in this example, I'm just getting confused with one point that, as you said that as Devdatta was heading towards hill 1, so some travelers were coming and said that due to rain shower, there is no fire on hill 1. So I'm just confused with two things. That at that time, if Devdatta doesn't have believed the statement of the traveler, then that Yatharth Jnanam will not have been produced, na?
Yes.
Am I right, Mataji?
You're
Yes.
right.
So it will only be. Yes, yes, Mother.
Go ahead. If it will only be produced,
It will only be produced when you have faith in the traveler's words. Then only it will be produced. No, that jnanam will be produced. Yatharth jnanam will be.
that is always there. That is always there because
That is always there, but he will have that correct knowledge only when he have faith on the travelers what they are saying. Otherwise, if he doesn't have faith, then he will always have the wrong knowledge. Na, that there is fire there.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So that is why this course, Shastra Pramanam, that
Yes,
to get faith in Shastra, because there are many
yes,
people who don't have faith. They don't accept. If
yes,
they don't accept,
yes.
then they will remain in ignorance.
Yes. Okay. So that depends on that. It should that the person should have faith on the statements, and only the correct knowledge he will get. Na, that's what I'm encouraging. That it's correct. Na, that's my understanding is correct.
Uh, uh, yeah, I mean, he will remain in ignorance. If he does not accept, he will,
Yes.
because there is no other way of getting knowledge. This is the only way he'll be able to get right
Yes.
knowledge, non-defective Shabda. If he does not accept it, he will remain in Anumana and Pratyaksha Pramana. That means he will be remaining in Ayathartha Jnanam. He will not get Yathartha
Yes.
Jnanam. Like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Okay.
Another thing, Mataji, I'm confused just with one thing more, that how we can take the statement of the travelers as non-defective Shabda, because they are coming from the hills and they must have seen that there are rain showers, and because of that the fire is extinguished. So
This
by
is
this Pratyaksh Pramanam, they are giving their knowledge to this Devdatta. So how we can take this as a non-defective Shabda of the travelers?
This is just an example, Mataji. We are assuming. We didn't yet
Okay.
define, I mean, we didn't come to the point of deciding what is that non-defective Shabda yet. These
Okay.
examples are showing, let us assume that that is a non-defective Shabda. We have more to discuss about what is this non-defective Shabda. That will come future. But here in these examples, we are assuming that the travelers, what they are saying is non-defective Shabda. Akashwani in Pratyaksha Praman's case, we are assuming that is non-defective Shabda. We are assuming.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. So let's continue. I don't see any questions about any other questions about this particular example. So let's continue. The next one is, first one was, so this is the relationship between non-defective Shabda and Anumana Pramana. So where non-defective Shabda is the king, Anumana Pramana is the servant. So next example or next point is non-defective Shabda is independent. We saw Anuman Praman is dependent in the previous example. Non-defective Shabda is independent in giving Yathartha Jnanam. Non-defective Shabda is independent in giving Yathartha Jnanam. Same example as we took in Pratyaksha Pramanam, right? Dashamaha Tvamasi. You are the 10th one. Example is, you are the 10th one. I think all of you remember that there were 10 students who were swimming across a river, and after they swam, they came to the other shore, and they wanted to make sure that everyone has reached safely. They counted, and they counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They didn't, the person who was counting didn't count himself. Oh, he said there's only 9. Another person counted also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, only 9 have reached. One person got drowned in the river, and they started crying. A wise man came and he said, now what's the problem? They explained. So he said, all right, you count again. He counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then the wise man said, you are the 10th one. That statement by this learned person, you are the 10th one, his statement is the non-defective Shabda here. So until then, until then, these students, they didn't get Yathartha Jnanam. So everyone, each one is counting. Nobody got the Yathartha Jnanam that I am the 10th one. Because of illusion, they didn't get that knowledge. But this statement of this wise man independently produced knowledge. Remove that Brahma, that, Brahma caused them not to count himself as the 10th one. So they're thinking there's only 9. But that Brahma was removed by what? By the statement of this wise person. So this statement has independently given Yathartha Jnanam, right? He has independently given yathartha jnanam that you are the 10th one. So this is the same example how non-defective shabda is independent in giving yathartha jnanam. I think there's no questions on that one. Next one is Anumana Pramana serves non-defective shabda according to its capabilities. Okay. So here, what do you mean by serves according to its capabilities means sometimes it is able to support the statement of non-defective shabda, and at other times it is not capable of supporting uh, the statement of non-defective shabda. So here the example is for Anuman Pramana, the example is the non-defective shabda is stating that all things like stones, okay, all things like stone, wood, etc., okay, made of earth can be broken by iron. Okay, all things made of earth can be broken by iron. This is non-defective shabda. So then how does Anumana Pramana support this statement? Anumana Pramana will say, by Anuman Pramana, so you will see that yes, iron is breaking a block of like a mud ball, in the fields when you're tilling the soil. If for a whole season, if you have not tilled the ground, then you'll find big blocks of clay. So you see with a hammer, iron hammer, if you break it, you see that, or with a crowbar, right? You can break. So iron is breaking mud balls. What about stones? Stones can also be broken. Stones can also be broken with iron hammer. That is also seen. So like this, with your Anumana Pramana, you will say, yeah, iron breaks wood, iron breaks stone, iron breaks marble, sandstone, black stone, all types of stones it breaks. So by Anumana, by logic, you can infer. By logic, you can infer that iron is breaking different types of uh, materials that are made of earth. So Anuman Pramana is supporting here in case of all stones, right? Anuman Pramana says, so sandstone and marble, etc. All types of stones, right, uh, are broken by iron. Your Anumana Pramana supports it. But this Anumana Pramana also tells you, okay, Priya Agarwal Mataji is saying, but then why was all things was mentioned by non-defective Shabda if exception was diamond? So that exception will also be given by non-defective Shabda. I can, for example, Priya Mataji, Shastra tells us that uh, the stool, the stool of animals, any animal, right? When you touch, then you become contaminated. So by Anumana Pramana, what will you think? Stool of any animal will contaminate you. But then there is an exception. You touch cow dung, it is not going to contaminate you. Rather, it's going to purify you. Even a contaminated place becomes purified by cow dung. How do we know this? This is also said by Shastra only. Same example like that. Okay. All right. Let's go back. So here Anuman Pramana is saying that Anumana Pramana also tells you that applying this, right? This non-defective Shabda, all things are broken by iron, all things made of earth are broken by iron. So Anuman Pramana tells you that diamond is also broken by iron. This is logic, right? By Anumana. Diamond is also broken by iron. But what is Shabda Pramana saying here? Non-defective Shabda. There is another statement by non-defective Shabda. There is an exception. Non-defective Shabda is saying, but diamond can be broken only by diamond. Diamond can be cut or broken only by diamond. Diamond can be broken only by diamond. This is non-defective Shabda. Now this Anuman Pramana, which does not know this non-defective Shabda, right? So Anuman Pramana in this case, Anuman Pramana is supporting non-defective Shabda. Anuman Pramana is supporting non-defective Shabda in the case of all stones, all materials, that iron can break stone, iron can break materials made of earth. But Anumana Pramana is unable to support non-defective Shabda's statement that diamond cannot be cut by iron. Diamond can be cut only by diamond. Okay? Okay? Clear? Hmm? All right. So next example. So what was this? This was Anuman Pramana supports, or Anuman Pramana serves non-defective Shabda according to its capability. So in some cases it's able to support, in the case of other stones it is able to support, but in the case of diamond it is not supporting. Because Anuman Pramana is saying diamond also can be cut by iron. In that it is not supporting non-defective Shabda. Next example is Anumana, not Anumana, non-defective Shabda overrules Anuman Pramana. Non-defective Shabda overrules Anuman Pramana. Means what? If Anuman Pramana is giving you some knowledge, non-defective Shabda can give you a different knowledge and completely nullify that knowledge given by Anuman Pramana. Okay? Non-defective Shabda overrules Anuman Pramana. Example? We have two examples here. One example is by Anumana Pramana. See, when your skin is burned by fire, when your skin is burned by fire, what does Anuman Pramana say? Anumana Pramana says burning it again you're able to see my screen. It says your sharing is paused. I don't know why. I'll start again. Yeah, you can see. Okay, good. All right. So when skin is burned by fire, Anuman Pramana says burning it again worsen, will worsen the situation. That means it will burn it even more, will worsen the burn. Okay, that's what Anuman Pramana will say by logic, right? If your hand is burnt and if you burn it again, that burn, wherever it is burnt, if you bring fire to that, close to that, what does your logic say? It says that it will get worse, isn't it? But uh, what is Ayurveda Shastra saying? Non-defective Shabda says, no, by slightly burning the place which is burnt, burning the skin which is burnt, that's the way to cure that burn, right? Burning a burnt skin actually cures that burn. So, this non defective Shabda is giving you is giving you knowledge which is different from Anuman Pramana, and it is overruling that knowledge. That means non-defective Shabda takes precedence here. Burning a burnt skin will actually cure that burn. So non-defective Shabda is overruling Anumana Pramana. One more example. So that was one example, first example. I'm giving you second example. Dry ginger. Hmm? You call it sonti in Telugu, and I think you call it sont in Hindi. Okay, dry ginger. Dry ginger. What is your, when you put dry ginger in your mouth? What is your feeling? It is uh, pungent. It is, you get a burning sensation. Now, if you have already, if your stomach is, you have a burning sensation in your stomach, what does Anumana Pramana tell you? Anumana Pramana gives you knowledge that because this ginger is burning in my mouth, my stomach is already burning. If I eat this dry ginger, it's going to increase the burning. Okay, Kalyani Mataji is saying how burning the burnt skin will cure. This is Shastra, Mataji. This is Shastra, non-defective Shabda. So when Shastra says that, you accept it. That's the whole point here. By logic, it doesn't make sense. If you're trying to if you're trying to understand by logic, okay, go ahead. Kalyani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I am not questioning Mataji. I want to know the process. If you know, if you have that knowledge, please.
I don't have. I
Okay.
never tried. The first
Okay.
time I heard was in this course only. Okay.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you.
Yeah. So getting back to our example here, ginger, right? Ginger. So dry ginger, let's say you have a like a burning sensation in your stomach. Your Anuman Pramana will tell you this ginger, dry ginger, when I put in my mouth, it is burning. It goes in my stomach, it's going to burn even more. I don't want dry ginger, right? Anuman Pramana will say that dry ginger will burn in my stomach. That means it will increase my misery, right? Already I'm having a burning sensation. I will eat this dry ginger, it's going to aggravate the situation. That's the knowledge you get by Anuman Pramana. What is non-defective Shabda saying? Even though dry ginger gives a burning sensation in your mouth, when it goes inside your stomach, by being cooked by Jataragni, the fire of digestion, it actually becomes very sweet. It becomes very soothing and cooling. It brings down that burning sensation in your stomach, right? So non-defective Shabda is saying that dry ginger, when cooked by Jataragni, the fire of digestion, when cooked by the fire of digestion, gives a very pleasing effect, right? It feels very cool and nice inside. So once again, yes, cooling effect. So once again, we see in the case of dry ginger also, non-defective Shabda is overruling Anumana Pramanam. Anumana Pramanam is saying it's going to burn in my stomach. Non-defective Shabda is saying no. Even though it burns in your mouth, when it goes in the stomach, it becomes very cool. So in this way, non-defective Shabda is overruling Anumana Pramanam. Next is fifth one. Anumana Pramanam cannot oppose non-defective Shabda. Yes. That means if non-defective Shabda gives you some knowledge, Anumana Pramanam cannot give you contrary knowledge. Something, the knowledge produced by non-defective Shabda, either Anumana Pramanam can support it or it may not be able to support it, but it cannot give you opposite knowledge. Not possible. Example. Example is non-defective Shabda says, the statement of non-defective Shabda is, this medicine will cure diseases caused by all three doshas. Okay. So this medicine will, if you take this one medicine, right, this one medicine will cure diseases caused by all three doshas. What are the three doshas in our body? Kapha, Pitta and Vayu. Okay. The three doshas are Kapha, Pitta, Vayu. So when all these three are in equilibrium, you are free from diseases. If Kapha is more, it causes certain types of diseases. If Pitta is more than the others, that causes some other types of diseases. If Vayu is more, that causes some other type of diseases. So in this way, when the three are not in equilibrium, it is going to cause different diseases. Some diseases caused because of more kapha, others because of more pitta, and others because of more uh, vayu. So, but non-defective Shabda is saying, you take one medicine, this one medicine, it will cure all the diseases caused by all three doshas. This is non-defective Shabda statement. Anumana Pramana is giving you what type of knowledge? Anumana Pramana means what? Anumana Pramana, inference, right? Logic. What is Anumana Pramana saying? Anumana Pramana will not give you a different knowledge. It will give you the same knowledge. I'll tell you how. Now, if if you are to become, right? If you are to become free from all diseases, okay, then all three doshas must be balanced. Also, if one dosha is balanced, automatically the other two doshas will also be balanced. That means if by taking this medicine, if one dosha is balanced, other doshas are also balanced, then you'll become free from all diseases. When all three are balanced, then you become free from diseases. That means by logic also, by Anumana Pramana also, you are getting the same knowledge which is given by non-defective Shabda Pramana. Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Yes, Mataji. Vata, Vayu, same. Okay. Any questions on this? Finally, we have one left. Okay. Let's go to the last one. Kalyani Mataji.
Um,
Sorry. One second. Go ahead.
Mataji, please explain last one example. Last example.
Kapha,
Please
Pitta,
once
Vayu.
again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. The non-defective Shabda is saying that by taking this one medicine, all three doshas, diseases caused by all three doshas will be cured. Take one medicine and all diseases will be cured. Diseases
Mm.
means diseases caused by the three doshas. Anumana Pramanam is saying, now what is the cause for disease? Cause for disease is imbalance between these doshas.
Mm.
Imbalance between doshas is the cause for disease. So, if the medicine balances one dosha, then the others also will be balanced. All three have to be balanced. For if you balance one, the others also have to be balanced. That's when you'll find balance between three. So if the disease is balancing one, I mean, if the medicine is balancing one dosha, it is also balancing the other two doshas. So if all three doshas are balanced, that means there is no diseases. So the non-defective Shabda statement is correct. It is not opposed by Anumana Pramana. Anumana Pramana is giving you the same knowledge which is given by non-defective Shabda.
Okay, Mataji. Mataji, based on the disease is cured, she come to the conclusion that one what is the three doshas in one dosha is corrected, other doshas also corrected.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If one dosha is corrected, others are also corrected. This is the Anuman Pramana. By Anuman Pramana, you're getting this knowledge. And this is actually supporting. It is not going against the knowledge given by non-defective Shabda, which is saying this one medicine will cure all three doshas. So why it will cure? Because if it balances one, then it will balance the other two also. So if all three are balanced, that means no diseases. So that medicine is going to cure all diseases like that.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so finally the last one example. Sixth one is go down. Non-defective Shabda can approach those objects which cannot be approached by Anumana Pramana. Same example like in Pratyaksha Pramana. So example is the influence of planets on uh, on people or on human bodies, right? On people. The influence of planets on people. So non-defective Shabda is Jyotisha Shastra or astrology, right? Jyotisha Shastra. What is non-defective Shabda saying? By non-defective Shabda, you can understand how, by Jyotish Shastra, you can understand at this time I am under the influence of this planet, therefore this thing is happening in my life, or you can predict this can happen because of this influence, like that. How you are getting this knowledge? Through Jyotish Shastra, which is non-defective Shabda. Now, by Anumana Pramana means by your logic, will you be able to guess, will you be able to get knowledge how which planet is going to influence me in what way? Not possible. Not possible. By Anumana Pramana, you cannot understand how the planets or grahas are influencing my life. But I will get knowledge how these planets are influencing my life through Jyotish Shastra or astrology, which is non-defective Shabda. Okay. So that's all I covered yesterday. Now we'll move forward from here. So we saw, uh, again, remember what is our quest? Our investigation is we want to find that one Pramana. Already we said we want the king, right? That king who gives Yathartha Jnanam all the time, who gives only Yathartha Jnanam, who is independent in giving Yathartha Jnanam, and who can also correct other Pramanas when they are giving Aprama. Aprama means Ayathartha Jnanam. So that is our search. And where did we come finally? We said that Pratyaksha Pramana cannot be that. Why? Because Pratyaksha Pramana means senses. Senses have defects in them inherently. When they have defects, They cannot give Yathartha Jnanam all the time. What about Vaidusha Pratyaksham? Vaidusha Pratyaksham gives Yathartha Jnanam, but it is dependent on non-defective Shabda Pramanam to validate that this is Vaidusha Pratyaksham. So that is also ruled out. Then we came to Anuman Pramanam. Anumana Pramanam is rooted in what? Anumana Pramanam means Vyapti Jnanam, right? From Vyapti Jnanam, you are getting Anumiti Jnanam. Vyapti Jnanam means the rule formed by observation. Once again, observation means direct perception. So, Anumana Pramanam also being rooted in Pratyaksha Pramanam, it will also have defects, like we saw in the case of Devadatta. He saw the mountain, he saw smoke, and he got knowledge there is fire. But actually, there was smoke, but there was no fire. That means Anumana Pramanam can also give you Brahma. It gives you Ayathartha Jnanam. Therefore, we cannot trust Anumana Pramanam to give that Yathartha Jnanam all the time. It is not that king. Anuman Pramanam is not the king. Then we also looked at Shabda Pramanam. Shabda Pramanam means the sentence itself, the statement. But if Shabda Pramanam is rooted in Anumana and Pratyaksha Pramanas, that will also have defects. That will also have defects. That will also be dependent on other Pramanas, right? Therefore, you won't get Yathartha Jnanam. Then our only final, what do you say, uh, savior, right, shelter, is that Shabda Pramanam which has no defects. Before going to this non-defective Shabda Pramanam, so now we just finished, we compared the relationship between Pratyaksha Pramanam and Anumana Pramanam, and today we saw the relationship between we saw the relationship between Pratyaksha Pramanam and non-defective Shabda, and today we saw the relationship between Anumana Pramanam and non-defective Shabda. A couple of points to be discussed here. We completed Anuman and Pratyaksha Pramanas now, right? Do animals have Pratyaksha Pramanam? Quickly, either you give in the chat or you can raise your hands. Do animals have Pratyaksha Pramanam and Anumana Pramanam? Rasapriya is saying yes. Tilagavati Mataji is also saying yes. Yes. Kalyani Mataji is also saying yes. Okay. Yes. Pratyaksha means what? Yes. Devahuti Mataji. Pratyaksha means your senses. That means you get knowledge through your senses, isn't it? For example, they know where is food. They can find out, right? They can tell, oh, this is food. Let me eat it. Or there is danger and they run away. When an enemy is coming, right? Then they'll run away. Pratyaksha Pramanam. What about Anumana Pramanam? Do animals have Anumana Pramanam? Do animals have Anumana Pramanam? Yes, Padma Mataji? Yes. Okay. So, Anumana Pramanam means what? Inference, right? That means by observation in nature, you infer some knowledge. Animals also have Anumana Pramanam. So, there is an example in this that so what is Anumana Pramanam? It's based on Vyapti. Vyapti means, we'll take the example of a cat. If you feed the cat hot milk, if you feed the cat hot, right, like really hot milk, and when it goes to the milk and if it tries to drink, what will happen? It will burn its mouth, right? Now, the cat will get this Vyapti Jnanam. Wherever there is milk, my mouth will burn. Wherever there is milk, my mouth will burn. This will be the Vyapti Jnanam of the cat. In this context, there is a story about Tenali Ramakrishna that once in the kingdom of Sri Krishna Devaraya, there were lot of mice, rats, too many. So to solve the problem, the king said, everyone keep one cat in your house. So he gave cats to all the people so that the cat will eat mice, and in this way you can control the mice population. Then the people said, but how do we feed the cat? Cat needs milk to drink. So then the king said, all right, I will give each house one cow also. So along with the cat, he he gave a cow to each family. Tenali Ramakrishna also got one cat and one cow. But he was completely, you know, irritated. What is this nonsense, right? You give a cow to maintain a cat, and the cat will nicely drink cow's milk, it will become fat and it won't catch mice. This is nonsense. So he thought, uh, he wanted to, make his point. He wanted to teach a lesson. So when he got his cat, he uh, he didn't feed his cat. No, no. What he did was he gave really hot milk. The first day to his cat, he gave really like boiling hot milk, and the cat came to drink, and its mouth burnt, and it ran away. From that day onwards, anytime it would see milk, it would run far away because for him the knowledge is wherever there is milk, my mouth will burn. That is the Vyapti Jnanam. Anytime he would see milk, it will just run away. So then one day, so all other cats in the kingdom, they all became nice and fat drinking cow milk. But Tenali Ramakrishna's cat was very thin and lean because it was not getting any milk. And it would run after mice because no food. So it would run after mice and catch mice and eat mice. So one day the king came to find out how the cats are doing and how the mice population is, right? So he went to different places and he came to Tenali Ramakrishna's house and he said, Tenali Ramakrishna, your cat looks so thin. All other cats are nice and healthy. You're not feeding your cat milk? So he said, I'm feeding milk, but my cat doesn't like milk. It doesn't drink milk. So he said, how is that? So he said, see? And he put milk in front, and as soon as the cat saw the milk, it ran away. So the story is just to tell us about how animals also have Anumana Pramanam, right? Achyut Priya Mataji saying an animal gets scared of hunter and doesn't go to that area. Yes, true, right? So that means they have Anumana Pramanam. They form a Vyapti Jnanam. There is danger. They sense there is danger here. Then they just form that rule. They don't go there. So this is Anumana Pramanam. That means this tells us animals also have Anumana Pramanam. Hmm? And all our knowledge we saw, uh, anything which is not rooted, anything which is not rooted in non-defective Shabda, then what is all that knowledge? It is based on Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanam only. Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam is there even in animals. Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam is there even in animals. Now, tell me, can animals have Shabda Pramanam? Or by Shabda Pramanam, can animals get Shabda Bodha? Is it possible for animals to get Shabda Bodha? Padma Keshavi Mataji, I want you to explain, please, how. Go ahead. Unmute Mataji. You're in mute, Mataji. Unmute. Yeah.
Like to give example, like Mata, I'm giving you my real example. We had kept parrots in our house. We had
Uh-huh.
three parrot.
Yeah.
So they when we left them free. So they used to go and eat and go fly away and then come back again in the evening.
Okay.
So one of a parrot, it tried to fly high and it went and sit on this uh, tree.
Branch. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was the parrot was not that that experienced to fly because it was only flying in low areas.
Mm.
तो चीड़ का पेड़ होता है ना माता जी चीड़ in hilly places, so we were there. So
Okay.
it went and sat on that tree, highest point, and we were searching. The two parrots came back, only one didn't come back. So we were doing ow, 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 and that parrot sitting over there, he said, tay, 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 so he could hear us, but he was so frightened that it didn't fly back on the ground. So after lots, and we also kept on trying. It was literally, it was getting darker and darker. And so the parrot also, hearing a voice, came flying, sat on the lower tree, which was we could approach.
Reach. Yeah.
So yeah, then we said we're starting. We sent our person working with us. So he climbed the tree and he brought him back. So
Very
that
nice.
means they respond to the sounds.
Yes. That's nice,
And
Mataji.
otherwise
Good
also we
example.
keep the cats and dogs in our house. We call them, so they come
Yeah.
and also that way. Thank
Yes.
you, Mati.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that input, Mataji. So here, all of you heard what Mataji said. Uh, Kalyani Mataji, you also want to say something here? Okay. Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, pleasure. Mataji, actually, cows also they hear our voice. Actually, one day after my mother passed away, एक cow को मैंने मेरे घर
One
I
second.
brought the
I will translate in English, so don't panic. After Mataji speaks, I will tell in English. Go ahead, Mataji.
ఓకే తెలుగులో చెప్పొచ్చా మతాజీ అయితే
Okay.
సో మా మదర్ చనిపోయిన తర్వాత నేను వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఉన్న కౌని తీసుకొచ్చుకున్నాను మాతాజీ మా ఇంటికి. నేను తనకి కొద్దిగా గడ్డి నీళ్లు పెట్టిన తర్వాత పొలంలో దిగబెట్టేసి ఇంటికి వచ్చేసాం మాతాజీ. ఆఫ్టర్ 10 days ఆర్ 15 days నేను మళ్ళీ వాళ్ళ దగ్గరికి చూడడానికి వెళ్తే చాలా దూరం నుంచి షీఈస్ అమ్మ 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 షీఈస్ కాలింగ్ లైక్ హెడ్ పైకి పెట్టి నా వైపు చూస్తూ అమ్మ 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 నేను దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళే వరకు కూడా దాన్ని పిలుస్తూనే ఉంది మాతాజీ ఆవు. సో అలా కుక్కలు ఆవులు అన్ని కూడా మన శబ్దాలను వింటాయి,
Very nice.
అర్థం
Thank you, Mataji.
చేసుకుంటాయి, రెసిప్రొకేట్ అవుతాయి.
Yes, yes, yes.
థ్యాంక్
Okay, I'll just translate it to you. So Mataji is saying that she also had a cow, like her parents had a cow. After her mother passed away, she got the cow, and she tied the cow somewhere in the field. Somewhere the cow was in the field, and then, uh, but she was far away, and the cow. She when she went there, she saw that the cow was calling out, right, like making sounds, until Mataji went close, she kept calling. That means she's making a point that animals, also cows, cats, dogs, they also have, they can understand and they can reciprocate with our feelings, and, they can express. That's what she's saying. Okay? Okay, Vijaya Mataji. I won't be able to take all because we'll have to cover the message or the lesson also. Go ahead, Mataji.
Pranam Mataji, as the previous Mataji telling her experiences, I remember that from my childhood, we have a lot of buffaloes and cows and oxes. In my house, we know that my father is coming is through the when my father is away from 1 mile from my home, all the animals, they stood up and they start giving some signals.
Mm.
My mother and my grandmother, they used to say that your dad is coming.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yeah.
oxes, they started giving the sound saying that something, it is the time to feed us, like that. When they are moving in and around the tied rope and all we always thought of that when my father is reaching home, that is a signal that these animals is giving the signal that he is coming home.
Yes.
That
Yes.
was happened for a long time for in my family. Almost I saw that one more than 30 plus years.
Wow.
Uh,
Yes,
really,
Mataji.
I felt that when because they are with my dad every time he is working with those animals, so he felt that one. But one day when I am alone and I am sleeping, from somewhere one dog came.
Mm.
And that time my child was just 3 years old.
Mm.
And I used to take my child to my office. Along with me, when I'm taking my child, I will take one biscuit packet.
Mm.
So this dog is also, it is not eating anything.
Mm.
But when I took the biscuit packet for my child and as well as to this dog, only that packet of biscuits only it is eating for the whole day.
Mm.
Almost for what, 2 to 3 months. It is following, but one day I don't know from where it came and where it disappeared.
Mm.
Till today, after that event, till almost it is the 7th year, I didn't see the same dog in my home back in India.
Mm. Mm.
But that dog is like for me, even if I am sleeping on the cot, sometimes it comes and starts sleeping at my foot also on the
Yes.
same bed. My
Yes.
in-laws and everyone is they are scolding like why the dog is getting up into the bed and it is sleeping along with you. But I don't know really.
Yeah. Yeah. So the point is they also have feelings, like people you're
Yes.
saying, they also have emotions and, they are loyal and things like that, right?
Yes, they're
Vijay
loyal
Mataji.
and sometimes they give they to be frank for me, they guarded me. That
Mm.
dog guarded me in so many different ways.
Yes. Yes. Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Thank you. Okay. Last, Bhavana Mataji. Go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, I want to share related to Shastra also. So
Ah.
two cases. One, I have observed a video. I have not seen like Pratyaksha, but I have seen a video wherein kids were playing Hare Krishna and their pets were also kind of coming around and doing like they were swinging along with the same melody and pace as the family was doing kirtan. And the
Mm.
other one is also like I read in one of the sadhak's diary, like very maybe like 300-year-old diary, which was
Mm.
written by a person who was a brahmachari in Bengal area, like from
Mm.
my earlier Guru Parivar. So he
Mm.
writes that in their ashram in Dhaka, there used to be a dog who used to kind of keep fasting on the Ekadashi like all other sadhakas used to do. He will also
Wow.
not eat anything and he will listen to the satsanga. So even though he was in that form of life, but he had understanding in bodha because he was living and eating all the prasadam from the ashram.
Yes. Very nice.
And like everybody else said that yes, pets also call for food and like they get accustomed to what we teach and our ambience. That is also true.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you.
So when we chant Hare Krishna loudly, when we do prayers, others forms of life which they cannot themselves do are also getting benefited. And
Yes.
like we should spread not just for human form but for the other forms of life as well.
Certainly. Certainly.
Yeah.
Accepted. That's right. Agreed, Mataji. Mataji, now if I just take this, then I'll have to end at 10 o'clock. I cannot get over, Okay. Devahuti Mataji. Okay. Afterwards, huh? So here, the main point that I'm saying is that what was the point? I said, do animals have Shabda Bodha, right? Sh- Now you have to understand what is Shabda Praman and what is Shabda Bodha. All the examples that you've given is valid, no doubt. But now you have to look at these examples and see if actually Shabda Bodha is happening in the animals or not. What is Shabda Praman? Shabda Praman means the sentence. Yes? Sentence made up of words, and the sentence should satisfy Akanksha Yogyata Sannidhi, and this sentence is an authoritative statement. Yes, this is Shabda Pramanam. Shabda Bodha means first you hear that sentence, you recall the meanings of the words of the sentence, and then you rearrange the words, and then you get knowledge. From all these examples that you gave, do we actually see that the animals are recalling the meanings of the words, getting Shabda Bodha by rearranging the words and getting? No, they cannot. Yes, Revati Mataji, they cannot. They cannot do that. Why? That's the animal body. Animal's body's intelligence is not so developed. Human intelligence is developed. Shabda bodha is possible in human body. Shabda bodha is not possible in animal body. Right? So how do you get Shabda bodha? By hearing statements. And what type of statements you are interested in? Yathartha Jnanam. Yathartha Jnanam comes from where? Always you get Yathartha Jnanam from non-defective Shabda Pramanam gives you Yathartha Jnanam. So even if animals were to sit in a Bhagavad Gita class, let's say in our Zoom we have one dog is also made to sit in this meeting. You think the dog will understand Shastra Pramana course? As I'm explaining the examples, is the dog able to understand and get knowledge? No, because dogs or any animal, their intelligence is not as developed as human beings. They cannot get Shabda Bodha. But then, I'll come 1 minute, Mataji, Devahuti Mataji. But then, what about all the points that you said? Can we just ignore them? That no, they have no intelligence? No, we cannot say that either. What they have is, what did we say? They have Anumana Pramanam. If you remember, when we studied the 10 Pramanas, we said 4 are coming under Anumana Pramanam. What are they? Upamana Pramanam, Arthapatti, Sambhava, and Cheshta. Cheshta Pramana is also one type of Anumana Pramana. Cheshta means what? Symbols and sounds. By symbols and sounds, you get some knowledge, you infer knowledge. If you remember, I said this is a symbol, right? By this symbol, you infer some knowledge. Similarly, by certain sounds also, like Mataji was saying, like Amma, Amma, or Ow, Ow, you're saying. That means by that sound, that bird or animal is inferring some knowledge by that sound. And you can even train dogs. You can train dogs. How? By this sign language, by Cheshta Pramanam. That means dogs are able to exercise their Anumana Pramanam. By Cheshta, they can be trained. But it does not mean they get Shabda Bodha, that you're speaking, right? And by hearing the sentences, they're able to understand what you're saying and they're recollecting the meanings. You can have conversations with the dogs. It's not like that. Now, this does not mean that they don't have feelings and all that. That's not said. By Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam, what can you get? The best you can get by Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam is accepting that which is pleasing to your senses, rejecting that which is displeasing to your senses. In other words, pravritti and nivritti. What type of dealings are possible with Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam? Simply pravritti and nivritti. This can be done even by animals. Animals also have this pravritti and nivritti. They like something, they like someone. One Mataji said, right? When it is time, Vijaya Mataji said, when the father is coming, they know he is coming, right? And all, it's time for food now. They'll understand. This is pravritti nivritti. Accepting what you like, rejecting what you don't like, this animals can also have. Hmm? I'll quickly take Devhuti Mataji and then I'll proceed. Mataji's hand is raised. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, pranams.
Pranam.
There are two things. See, I do have cats in my house, 2 cats, and they follow every action of me. They know it is evening time. I will go and light the lamp near the tulsi and do the aarti. Then she will already be ready at the door because she knows that I'm going to go outside the door and do the aarti for the deities which are mounted on my main door, the Dashavada. Then I am sitting and reading Sundarakanda during those Navratri periods, the 9 days. I read the Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, Sundarakanda. She sits next to me and she listens. When I'm doing my chanting, even then. So I have a feeling that they do understand maybe what is a previous janma, I don't know. But I pray that she gets a human life. So I do chantings when I do kirtan or whatever little, my activities alone at home. She reciprocates.
Yeah.
This is one thing is my personal experience. But then in the case of Jadabharata, Bharat
Yeah.
Maharaj, when he was born as a deer,
Yeah.
he reacted.
Yes.
We don't know
Actually,
which having which birth. And
yeah.
only thing they're not able to express because they don't have the language.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thought process must be there. So that makes me think that we don't know which animal is which Mahatma by some,
Yes. Yes.
downfall. They have taken this body. So that is what I wanted to say.
Thank you, Mataji. And actually, that reminded me what Bhavna Mataji also said. So we cannot discount, we cannot just discredit special souls like, Jad Bharat or Bharat Maharaj who appeared as a deer. And there are other examples also. And there may be some even today who we don't know. They may be devotees like in Vrindavan, right? When you see monkeys and pigs, it is said that there were devotees in the past or some, they have practiced some because of some offenses for one last lifetime they have come and to take birth as monkeys like that. So you don't know. It is possible. But here what we are saying is in general, right? Animals in general, they don't have Shabda Bodha because they don't have that intelligence. Special cases, of course, there's always special cases in every field. So we are not counting special cases. Here we are discussing in general. And also, will they benefit by our chanting Hare Krishna? Of course. Why? Because chanting Hare Krishna is Sakshat Bhakti, right? Sakshat Bhakti will act regardless of whether you know what it is, you don't know what it is, it does not matter. That is called abhasa. We have many examples in Shastra about that, right? Even unknowingly, even not even thinking about it. Once a dog was running away from, a dog took a bird in its mouth, right? The bird was shot by a hunter, and the hunter was coming to pick up the bird, and the dog picked it in its mouth, and then the hunter started chasing the dog to get his bird back. And the dog running away went around an old dilapidated temple, started running around the temple. Now that dog's running around the temple. Why the dog is running? To save its life, running away from the hunter. But even that, it is counted as circumambulating the temple. And not only the dog, even the bird in the mouth of the dog got benefit of circumambulating the temple before dying. So this is Sakshat Bhakti. So Sakshat Bhakti, it will work regardless of which form of life you may be. So certainly you must chant for everyone. Okay, thank you. All right. So let me just wind up this section here. So animals have pratyaksha anumana pramanam, no doubt. And but what can you expect from pratyaksha anumana pramanam? You can only expect pravritti nivritti, right? Accepting what you like and rejecting what you don't like. That much only you can expect. Can you expect civilized behavior? Now take human beings. If human beings also have only pratyaksha anumana pramanam, how do you get shabda bodha? Shabda bodha comes from hearing, hearing shabda pramanam, right? Hearing statements. How do we hear? We hear from our parents, we hear from our teachers, we hear from our elders about what is the right thing to do, what is forbidden, what you should not do, how you should behave, how you should respect elders, how you should respect women, how you should love children, right? What is the goal of life? Goal of life is to attain the supreme personality of Godhead. How do you know all these things? We know all these things from Shabda Praman, non-defective Shabda. When we hear these statements, and for us to get that Shabda Bodha, we have to know the meanings of the words, right? We have to know the language. And then by that knowledge is produced. And that knowledge is what is forming our personality, our behavior, our dealings in this world. So when you talk about a civilized society, what is required for a civilized society? This non-defective Shabda Pramanam, which gives Shabda Bodha, that is required for a civilized society. You cannot expect civilized behavior simply from Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas. You cannot expect civilized behavior about what is to be done, what is not to be done. This is received only through Shabda Pramanam. Through Shabda Bodha you get this. So even in human beings, if our children are not exposed to non-defective Shabda, if they are not, if they don't hear, if they don't hear statements from non-defective Shabda, if all they hear are statements coming from Pratyaksha Anumana Pramanam, what kind of behavior can you expect from them? They will also act just like animals, only accepting what you like and rejecting what you don't like. Whatever is pleasing for my senses, I will do. Whatever I will take, I will accept. Whatever is displeasing, I will reject. That much only can be expected from the type of education which comes from Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas. What is required? They need to hear from non-defective Shabda Pramana. When you hear from non-defective Shabda Pramana, that is when civilized behavior can come. That is when civilized behavior can come. You cannot expect civilized behavior from Pratyaksha Anumana Pramana. So let's say this cartoon is very famous, the Jungle Book, right? When the baby was very young, the baby is, uh, somehow
Taken.
Mowgli, yeah, he's in the jungle, he's raised by animals there. That means he's never exposed to human beings. He didn't hear any statements. What type of behavior can you expect from a person who never heard any statements, who never heard any Shabda Pramana, he didn't get any Shabda Bodha? What kind of behavior can you expect? He will act just like an animal. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That's all. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending. These are the 4 things he will do. Like animals do, human beings also will do the same thing. But actually, human beings' capacity is much more. They have the capability of Shabda Bodha. That is possible for human beings only, right? So therefore, we need to hear non-defective Shabda. So now our next step will be, so now we understood, we started off saying that uh, we need knowledge for all types of activities. We said knowledge comes from 3, Pratyaksha Anumana and Shabda Pramana. And we said Pratyaksha and Anumana Pramanas are not giving us Yathartha Jnanam all the time. Shabda Pramana also, non-defective Shabda is going to give me Yathartha Jnanam all the time. So then, now the next thing is, what is this non-defective Shabda? And also, who will determine whether this is non-defective Shabda or not? That we will see tomorrow. What is non-defective Shabda? What is that non-defective? Because we saw sentences like, Surya Kantamani touched by sun's rays produces fire. Yes, that's a non-defective Shabda. Now that non-defective Shabda gives you knowledge only about Surya Kantamani. What about all your other questions? Who's going to answer those questions? Right? No doubt that is a non-defective Shabda, but we want that Shabda which will answer all questions, isn't it? We want knowledge for all dealings and also to tell us about who is the creator, what is my relationship with him, so on and so forth. So many questions have to be answered. So what is that non-defective Shabda?
Hare Krishna.
Where? Yes, Mataji. Vidya Saraswati Mataji.
Yes, sir. Ahara, Nidra, maintenance are equal to human beings and animal. But
Yes,
just like you said. But
yes, same.
man is different from animal because you say that animals can follow signs and symbols and
Yes,
sounds. The
yes.
same way, rishis also receive sound from it Akash. But they make Vedas.
Yes,
And when the Nataraja was dancing, and he was Damadukam, and the sounds came from the Maheshwara Sutrani. These kind of knowledge can't be obtained by animals.
yes,
Because
Mataji.
we have got Manam Buddhi Ahankaram, and we use them for both ways, for animal ways also and for bhakti also. So it depends on us because we have to improve our knowledge because we are not animals. We can go the spiritual way because we are not animals. Animals also have feelings. They have also behavior. They can be trained, but not like men. But
Yes.
nowadays, men are more men means all women, men, everything, everybody behaves like animals. It should be changed. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Because my name was shown on the screen, I tried to explain this. Otherwise, I could have kept quiet. Thank you so
No,
much.
no. Thank you, Mataji. You are our senior. We need to take guidance from you. Thank you.
No,
Thank you.
Mataji, please. Don't say like that because I am still in the LKG state. I am wondering at you. That's all. How
Hare
you
Krishna.
can say the deepest feeling and you say the depth of knowledge. You have got so much. I am nothing. You are before, I am Anu. That's all.
That's the greatness. One who knows, one who thinks that I don't know, that is the person who actually knows something. One who thinks he knows actually knows nothing. So that shows that,
Hare
you know,
Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So just finally, yeah, so we have finished the class today. So anyone who wants to leave can leave. Now we will have discussion, question and answers. If you want to stay for the question and answers, you can stay. And what Mataji said, Vidya Saraswati Mataji said, so that Shabda you said, that Shabda here we should understand Shabda is not just sound. Shabda means it's a statement and it is actually giving us, like you said, they're also, they heard from the Vedas. The sound was coming from the Vedas. So that is Shabda means it has, it is a statement. It is a statement. And another thing is animals they don't have the capacity, they don't have that intelligence. Only humans have that intelligence to sharp the bodha is not possible for animals. So as Mataji said, it is very, what do you say, um, it's a sad thing that human beings who have the capacity of sharp the bodha, they are acting like the less intelligent animals who only know ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithuna. Only these four things. Human beings are superior. They have developed intelligence and they can actually get sharp the bodha, but they are not able to take advantage of that. So that is a very sad situation. Okay. Braja Devi Priya Mataji. I should unmute you. One second. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Panchanga Pranams, Jai Shri Prabhupada. And thank you for a wonderful class, Mataji. There's no question, Mataji. Just you told to remind you regarding that ayatartha jnanam, that is of three types, that you will also discuss that. So,
Yes, thank you for reminding. Yes, Mataji.
thank you.
But maybe I should discuss it in class
Yes,
because
Mataji.
they
Yes,
have
I just
left.
wanted to remind you. So I didn't want to disturb the flow of the class, so I didn't say it in the beginning. So
Yeah,
thank you,
yes,
Mataji.
Mataji. Thank you.
Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We will discuss it. Maybe tomorrow before we begin about the Vedas, I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's quick. Yeah,
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Sundari
Hare
Priya
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Thank you for the wonderful class today. Mataji, my quick question was that, we talked about non-defective Shabda, like, we talked about that Surya Nilamani, that, we understand that, when it's exposed under the sun, it gives fire, right?
Yeah.
On what basis do we accept a statement like that? Because that also can be subjected to questioning, right? So how do we accept that statement? How do we know this statement is a non-defective Shabda? What is the pramana for that? I want to understand that, Mataji. What is the criteria basically?
Excellent question. And that is our next discussion. That's the next
Oh,
thing coming
okay.
up. How
Then I'll
to
just be
determine.
patient.
Yes.
Okay.
So I was actually going to cover it today, but we ran out of time. But that's the next thing we will discuss. Because everyone will come up with, each person will say, this is what, this is non-defective Shabda. What I'm saying is non-defective Shabda. Or they'll present something and say, my scripture, this is non-defective Shabda. Who will determine which one is non-defective Shabda? That has to be analyzed. We will do that
Yes.
tomorrow.
Thank you, Mataji. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, like we always in ISKCON, we say we have to listen to Bhagavad Gita as it is by Srila Prabhupada. So if people say another version of Bhagavad Gita is also authentic because it's Krishna's words, but the interpretation may be completely different, right? We know about that. So how do we accept, what is written or what is said or the commentary is, completely non-defective? How do we, so what is our pramana? That was the question that was bothering me for a while. But now that you said we'll address in the next topic, I'm at peace. Thank you.
Sure, Mataji. Actually, that's the whole course. Finally, all your questions should be answered by the time we conclude this course. Yes. Shampriya Mataji.
Krishna. Thank you for your wonderful explanation, Aditi. As every time we are giving a very wonderful class. Thank you for that. Mataji, I'm just getting confused with one thing that maybe my questions are very trivial. You said that Vyapti Jnanam is the cause for Anumati Jnanam, that Vyapti Jnanam, that relationship that we are making, is this is the cause for Anumati Jnanam. So, and then what about Anuman Pramanam? Anuman Pramanam is also the cause for Anumati Jnanam. Na? So, how we are relating this Vyapti Jnanam and the Anuman Pramanam?
So, Anumana Pramanam means it is the method that we use to get Anumiti Jnanam. So, it includes Vyapti Jnanam. So, Anumana Pramanam means it is applying this Vyapti Jnanam. So, first of all, you have to form the Vyapti Jnanam based on your observation. And then applying this Vyapti Jnanam to a particular situation. This whole thing, this is Anumana Pramanam, right? Inferring. So you infer so that finally the output that you get is Anumiti Jnanam. What is the cause for that Anumiti Jnanam? That is Anumana Pramanam. So in the case of Pratyaksha Pramanam, the cause is your senses. The senses are the cause. In the case of Anumiti Jnanam, what is the cause? This procedure of first forming the Vyapti and then applying that Vyapti in a new situation and finally deriving the knowledge. So this procedure is Anuman Pramanam.
So this procedure, the whole procedure is applying the Vyapti Jnanam to get the Anumiti Jnanam. The whole procedure is called Anuman Pramanam. This is Anuman Pramanam.
Yeah.
This is what. Okay. One more question, Mataji. I was just discussing what I'm hearing from you. So, as you said in that when we were doing the revision part yesterday, that there is Yatharth Anubhava that will give Yatharth Samskaras are produced. From the Yatharth Anubhava, Yatharth Samskaras are produced, and that will give Yatharth Smriti Jnanam also.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
As we heard from the previous classes, that whenever we hear or see something, then we have an anubhava, and that anubhava forms samskaras in our mind. And then when there is udbodhakam, then the jnanam is produced.
Yes.
Am I right, Mataji?
Right.
So my question is that, for example, a person is hearing Bhagavad Gita from somebody. Some Gita sloka is hearing, and the meaning of that sloka is hearing. Then he will have that anubhava in his mind, and he will have this anubhava, and it will form a permanent samskara also in his mind, because that is a spiritual thing. So, but sometimes when this udbodha comes, somebody asks that, okay, you heard that meaning of that Bhagavad Gita sloka. Can you explain the meaning? But we are not able to do that.
Yes.
Sometimes we are not able to, despite we heard that samskaras might have produced in our mind, because that is permanent samskara, that is spiritual thing. But then also we are not able to give the jnanam, because we are not able to recall it. So how we can explain this thing, madam?
So those samskaras that are formed can be weak or strong. When the samskaras are weak, in spite of udbodhakam, they will not produce smriti jnanam. But if the samskaras are very strong, as soon as there is udbodhakam, immediately you are getting that smriti jnanam. So the samskaras are weak and strong. So when the samskaras are weak, there is no smriti jnanam.
Okay. But the samskaras are definitely produced, because if we
certainly always, yes. Whenever there is anubhavam, in the first fraction of the second, Anubhavam is formed. Immediately next fraction of second, that Anubhavam turns into Samskara and it is stored in the Chittam. So it is there. Certainly it's there. How strong it is, that can vary. Strong or weak. But Samskara will be there in Chittam.
Okay. So it should be strong, then only that Smriti Jnana will be at that time produced. Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank
you. Vatsala Mataji.
Haribol, thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for your input. And we are relishing all the, different parts of it. I think the Udbodhakam came in because of your knowledge. So we want to listen to you. Another thing, I had a question for a long time when we took this course. All the examples that are cited in this articles or whatever you have gathered, is it coming from the definite source that is meant for everybody? Universally, it is given. I was not sure, because is everybody allowed to take this course, and will they be able to understand the examples, everything? Is it accumulated by the works of some somebody who has expert knowledge, right?
Yes, Mataji. So this course is so the other day His Grace Venugopal Prabhu was explaining to Vidya Saraswati Mataji. She asked about what are these sandarbhas. So there Prabhuji had explained. So this course is based on Srila Jiva Goswami's Tattva Sandarbha. Tattva Sandarbha is one of the 6 sandarbhas written by Srila Jiva Goswami. Srila Jiva Goswami is one of the 6 Shad Goswamis. And Tattva Sandarbha, on his Sandarbhas, he has given his commentary. So his commentary is called Sarva Samvadini. So this course is based on the first 3 Anucheda. Anucheda is like you can say a shloka, a verse. So first 3 Anuchedas of Sarva Samvadini on Tattva Sandarbha. This course is based on that. So this is completely authentic, and whatever is being said here is taken directly from Srila Jiva Goswami's writing. And this course was actually taught by Venugopal Prabhu. If you go on Golokvani channel, you will see he has taught it in Telugu and also in English. I was a student in his class, in both classes, and I took notes. And based on the notes and based on his lecture, now I am presenting. Okay? So this is authentic, and it is given by Srila Jiva Goswami. So your question was, is it applicable to everyone? Yes, it is applicable to everyone. Why? Just looking at what we studied so far. What do we need for all types of dealings? We need knowledge. And that too, we need yathartha jnanam. We need right knowledge. We don't want ayathartha jnanam. Now, this, whatever we are discussing, is leading us to that source which will always give us only yathartha jnanam. Who does not need yathartha jnanam in this world, you tell me? Every single person, regardless of is from any community, any age, any religion, it does not matter. Everyone needs yathartha jnanam for dealings within this world and to attain the goal of life ultimately. So this course is for everyone, and it is for all types of people.
Mataji, another question is, after knowing this, studying this course, we are accepting our great acharyas, okay? Because everything came from Srila Prabhupada. Without Srila Prabhupada's books and tapes or anything, we wouldn't have gotten knowledge, okay? And based on that information and based on what we are learning today, so we should be able to convince or apply this knowledge to other type of scriptures. And I think after knowing this, we shouldn't be really opposing everybody. We should be able to unite everybody. They have their own scriptures, because especially in South, We have various gods and goddesses. We do believe in Vaishnava Sampradaya, we believe in Krishna, right? According to Srila Prabhupada, and Lord Chaitanya. From my knowledge, he picked two principles from each of the Vaishnava tradition, and he also incorporated that. And that is giving us, serving the Lord and worshiping the Lord and doing all the other things that is, Sankirtan movement and all that. So we should, after hearing this lecture and all that, Srila Prabhupada has, given us, and all the great other acharyas in the parampara, we should be able to, instead of distinguishing or differentiating others, and we should also include everybody within the system, not to omit or neglect somebody else, and we should bring them together closer to Krishna, right?
Right.
Would you say that is our objective instead of because in olden days I used to observe they differentiated Mayavada philosophy and all, and they may have their own reasons, but it is not it is not a great thing for anybody intelligent person to neglect somebody and and then include only my system is right, something like that. So I am seeing more and more of this modern age than what I saw before. I think a lot of younger generation has beautiful knowledge, wonderful knowledge from IIT or anything. They are bringing everybody in a closer contact. They are uniting everybody. That's the thing I like. So don't you think whatever they have given in all the Sastras, we have to unite everybody, right? Come closer to Krishna or anybody, whatever it is,
I would ask His Grace Venugopal Prabhu to address this, please.
Yeah, because from the knowledge or something that we have gained all these years from my being here for over 50 years, 52 years, slowly we have seen different knowledge from South, different God, different things, worshipping thing, um, you know, uh, but by some reason I have accepted Srila Prabhupada, even though I have come from, we used to read Narayana 4,000 in Divya Prabandham, all the acharyas, different things in olden times. But somehow, reading everything in Sanskrit and English, that pacified me to come into Krishna consciousness. Okay, same thing. But we have to put that kind of principle, reading that we shouldn't negate everybody, other people. We should bring everybody in unison. You should not be, yeah.
Yes, Mataji. I'm waiting for Venugopal Prabhu. If Prabhuji is not answering, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Okay, then I'll just try to. Meanwhile, before Prabhuji joins.
Maybe if he is not there, he will come back tomorrow, right? He can
he's
ask
there.
him at the end of the session.
He's there. He's just not answering. He's here. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare
Go
Krishna
ahead.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam. Glory to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you.
Actually, I slept while hearing lecture.
You need that, Prabhuji.
And I didn't, what you were asking, I don't know. Just I wake up.
Okay, Prabhuji, by knowing, I was telling Archana Mataji, knowing all the scriptures, previously, we used to read, I heard a lot of things from our Ramanujacharya things, everybody and other things, My knowledge is not very in-depth, okay? And then now it is deteriorating because of some age-related things. But reading all this, what should we get? We should be able to unify everybody, right? Not, separate everybody, but we should bring them together and to see what Krishna wants us to do in this lifetime.
By knowing this knowledge, you are saying about Sastra?
All these 5 days, we know this knowledge, right? Everything comes from our scriptures. and
Yes.
written by great acharyas. Okay,
Yes.
and Srila Prabhupada's books. Okay,
Yes.
I am very fond of Srila Prabhupada's books because of he translates beautifully into, gives a good definition in Sanskrit as well as English.
Yes. Yes.
That's what it attracted me most. So, and also you have so much of knowledge reading the Sanskrit. When I saw you giving the description and all, I said, wow, this is what my father wanted me to learn,
Yes.
to master in Sanskrit and know other scriptures and everything.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, in those time, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
We are at the young age. But I'm opted for this. But I also have a broader vision by reading all these books. What should one conclude? We should not negate or separate everybody. We should bring everybody together.
Knowing all this knowledge, whatever you are hearing for last 6 days,
Well,
all this,
Srila Prabhupada's books, Prabhuji.
yeah, all this is knowledge is going to help us to develop strong faith on the Lord, on the process, bhakti process, and also it is a service to the Lord. Just the pure devotees, whatever they wrote, that is not away from the Krishna. That is everything about Krishna only. So this whole knowledge will be so knowing this is sitting and hearing is a service, because like Jiva Goswami wrote this, whatever the content we are discussing, that's absolutely the content given by Srila Jiva Goswami is a pure devotee, and whatever he wrote, that is just is a service. It's now we are studying that is a service to the Jiva Goswami and Krishna. This is one thing, and another thing is it will develop us and it will make us close to the Lord, because by knowing this Sastra, we understand Sastra is the ultimate authority, and we develop more and more. Even if we have faith already on scriptures, but it will become more and more strong actually. So that means it will also, whatever we have heard till now, that will help us to lose faith on other systems like pratyaksha, that means direct perception, and also inference, that's anumana pramana and all. And we will be having exclusively getting this strong faith on scriptures, where scriptures all are describing about, ultimately concluding, all the scriptures are concluding in Krishna and his service, bhakti to him. So that's why this is helping to get strong faith on Krishna, and also it's a service because we are studying books which are describing about the Krishna. So two things are happening. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, I understand. And we are going to miss it after this Friday is over. We are going to miss it. Maybe you should think of focus on something else we should do in the January, because in the cold wintry months, we cannot go do exercise, take care of other things. We need to sit and listen and get more knowledge, This is the best time. Maybe instead of 2 weeks, Prabhuji, have it for a month or two. Maybe from 9 o'clock till 11 o'clock or something, think of
Okay,
some
yeah,
other
we'll
course
think
that
it.
we will benefit.
Yes, Mother, we'll think it about that.
Yeah, I
Thank
think
you.
I would enjoy it, because I was so worried about taking this course, whether I will be able to. But the more I'm getting involved in this, the more I like it.
Yes,
So I
thank you,
think this
Mother.
is what it is giving us. I think Krishna is saying, "Oh, you can do it. Don't worry about anything." you
Yes.
know.
Thank you,
So I
Mataji.
think we need motivation from you. Archana Bhaktin is very good, and you are also motivating her to do it. And
Yes,
woman's perspective, because we don't get all the time knowledge. We are doing so many other things. We cannot focus on something. But this is giving an opportunity in the winter time here
yes, yes,
to
yes,
sit and listen and
yes.
read more about this. It gives a little bit more knowledge, and
Yeah,
hopefully we can continue this. and we can benefit by it, so
Yeah.
that we can come
Thank you.
more closer to Krishna.
Okay, Mataji.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Prabhuji. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for your input and Archana Bhakti Mataji's input. She is good. And thank you.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Thanks a lot, Prabhuji. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Any other questions, devotees? No questions? Okay. So we can end the session here today.
Yes. Yes.
And tomorrow we will meet again. Please go over the material that I will send you and try to answer the questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Mataji, thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyeva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.